All right, YouTubers. First of all, we want to give thanks and praise, as always, to the self-begotten, hollow, and glory be thy name. I said I'd give a little lesson for the day, see if I could help out a little bit for those on the pathway to consciousness. These are the words Father has given me throughout time, and they're really deep. Consciousness is not something you're going to obtain overnight. It's a process where you grow. At times, you'll find you have a lot of growth, and at times, you won't. It'll be very still. But it is not something you could just read through and digress. It has to become a part within your essence. It takes time. You need to meditate on something, really get a full comprehension for it to actually register within your heart and soul. All right. So a little lesson for the day. Do that with inside you that comes naturally. It is in that you will come to know yourself. Do that inside you that comes naturally. It is in that you will come to know yourself. There's a lot of different ways people say, if you're not this, you're not that, you're not saved, you're not this. Everybody has to hold tight to their belief of who they are and what they are. We're all humans, but your soul, all of our souls don't come from the same place. If this man finds his means through Christianity and this man through the means of Allah, there are many pathways, but they will lead in the end to Father. I tell folks, if you have a meditation and if you can find it within nature, then that's a sound meditation. And for example, if we're on a river and we're traveling, we need to go 5 miles down the river. Do that which is inside you that comes naturally. One man might want to grab a log and ride down the river on the log to get that 5 miles. Another man may want to walk on the seat along the riverside bank to get the 5 miles. And there's another person who doesn't like the water nor the ground and would rather fly the 5 miles. None of those are wrong. You have to do inside of you which calls you, not because somebody found the way in this particular way. Does that mean it's the same way for everybody? No, everybody, there's one end destination. But the pathways to get there for everyone is going to be slightly different. So do what you feel inside of you that feels right. Because it is in that you will come to know yourself. Just because something is good for that person there doesn't necessarily mean this is the pathway or what's good for you. Do what feels good for you inside. If something calls you to pray 3 times a day, then by all means, you are a devout person in that. Then you do what feels good within inside yourself. Maybe if sitting out in nature gives you a sense of harmony, then do that. If that's what feels natural, that's what comes to you. That is in how you will find yourself in that. And then I give you another one that comes with that, kind of goes with that. Always move towards the direction of your pathway. Always move towards the direction of your pathway. You will see Father will try to line things up. Pay attention. You have to move in the direction of where your spirit is guiding you. You'll know things feel right. Father does things with ease. He doesn't come with struggle. If you're struggling with something, that's a good inclination you're doing. You might be doing something you're not supposed to be doing. Father lines things up with such an ease, it flows naturally. So pay attention to your pathways, the direction, and just know sometimes you share a pathway with somebody for part of the way, and as y'all grow, sometimes that pathway splits. But you must always move towards the direction of your pathway. Don't feel any way to tell somebody you feel to go in this direction here. As long as it's within inside yourself, then that is what it is meant to do. You are beings who are actually trying to remember something more of where you come from. So you have to diligently look for this. And that's how you will, these roads, they all take you. And through the process of time and consciousness, they will take you to the same end destination. But not everybody will reach there the same way. And don't be afraid to be yourself in finding that way. It's no two ways the same. So do what's inside of yourself that feels right. And it's a little word for today. I hope that helps somebody out there. Take your time and things, and let that digress. Consciousness is something you don't fly through. You really have to resonate. Be reflective. Look at what's said. Reflect back on past experiences. Look in what way that could have been applied if you could have had a better outcome on things, a better end situation of things. And it is in that you start to grow. Consciousness is not a book you just read straight through. It is something that you must come to learn on your own. Let me see if I give you one more before I close this out. But it is right here. Anyhow, I once asked, can you enlighten a person along this journey? And really, the answer to that is, Father says, what has been given to him has been given to him. And what is yet to be found is yet to be found. Meaning to say, in consciousness, I can tell you about a treasure that I found, but I found that treasure. You only heard about it. It is not until you go out there and look for one yourself and find it, then you can say you found a treasure. If not, you've only heard of others finding a treasure. And it is in that way that works. You can't enlighten someone along the way. They have to seek that for their own. What has been given unto him has been given unto him. And what is yet to be found is yet to be found. So, meaning to say, consciousness is not something you can see somebody. You have to grow within inside that yourself. You can hear about that, but not until you grasp it, learn it, and apply it within your own life, then do you own that. Just reading it and not applying it, nor putting second thought or really a deep meditation into it does not mean you own that. You've only heard about that. When it resonates within your mind, body, and soul, and when you go through certain life experiences where you see these lessons being taught to you, whether consciously or subconsciously, it is in that moment then you own that lesson when you've learned it in that means, all right? So that's a little word for the day. Sorry so long. Enjoy the day. Once again, always shout out to the self-begotten Yahweh. And much love to y'all down here, man. Hope things pan out. All right.